Hi, welcome to episode 14, the final episode of Life is Strange Double Exposure. I haven't added it up yet, but I think we spent something like 20 hours on this playthrough, which is a goodly amount of time. Max's simplistic attempt in the last episode to rewind time to an earlier point in the evening of the same reality has not worked. What's happened instead is that both time and reality have broken down. She finds herself initially in a state of flux. She's experienced distorted echoes of different times and events from her past. She's trying to make sense of why she's trapped in this null space. This might seem similar to the nightmare sequence from Life is Strange, but it's really not. This time it isn't Max's rewind ability alone which has caused this present state of suspension, but rather it's a consequence of whatever is happening to Safi. It seems like when Safi lost control of herself at the Overlook, we saw her phasing in and out of existence, and what was happening was that she was dissembling, she was fragmenting. Part of her was somehow reattaching itself to some of the people she'd met and or impersonated in the past. Max transported Safi back in time with her. That's new. We knew that she could move objects between realities and times, but moving people is new. Did this only happen because Max used her rewind power at the Overlook, where we know the focal point is of the colliding realities, or was it because Safi was there and in that fragmented state got carried back with Max, and that's how she somehow wound up part of all the people that she was phasing in and out of? Interestingly, Yasmin did not get transported back with them, which is what makes me think it has to be something like that. Either way, when Max landed in what she thought was just an earlier point in the same Caledon day, it wasn't totally unscathed by bringing Safi along with her. Instead, Max encounters these strange amalgams of her Caledon friends and colleagues, Moses, Lucas, and, although we didn't get to speak to her, as yet at least, Gwen. Each of them a version of themselves combined with a part of Safi. This infestation, if this is what we want to call it, made the characters speak and behave atypically, including things like Moses smoking when in the original reality he does not, Colmenaro channeling Safi's poetry. And what Max worked out from interacting with Moses and Safi was that by using her camera and double exposing the image, she could isolate and filter out that part of Safi from them. This restored the affected characters to themselves and had the effect as well of liberating the trapped part of Safi. My thinking is that this is Max's way out of this stasis, that ultimately Safi has to be reintegrated from wherever she is now if they're going to escape from this anomalous liminal existence where they've ended up. And that's the point at which episode 13 ended. So we've reached the last episode. Now, I mentioned before that although I don't know what's about to happen in the story or how things will end, I don't live in a cave. I know there has been much debate about the game's storyline. I don't know the details of that debate, but I've seen headlines. Once I finish the game, I intend to sit down with a coffee and jump into the reviews and the forums and other things that I've been carefully avoiding to this point and see what it is that other people have been saying about double exposure. So at the end of this episode, what I propose to do is to have a longer than normal outro so that I can reflect on my own experience of the game and think about what's been said about the game as a whole. Right, now this being the last episode, I don't know how long it's going to be. It will begin at the start and it will end somewhere near the finish, if you get my drift. Let's move on, shall we? Episode 14, Life is Strange, Double Exposure. Right, this is it, here we go.
Thought I'd be used to this.
Explore the motel.
At least the motel is new.
This is a flashback to the life she spent when she was on the road. There's a photography tripod over there. This is typical of the sort of motel existence that she had back then. Yes, there's something wrong with the TV. What's wrong with the TV? Ooh.
Wait, Pam, it was you? You're the Coronado Carver? When we moved in together, you met my parents. We got a dog.
We got a dog.
You still didn't see it. So oblivious to what I wanted, what I needed.
Oh.
Is it any wonder why I want to cut you out of my life?
Now, is that just typical of the sort of awful afternoon TV that she found herself enduring endlessly? Or was there a little message there in that snippet? Is that something...
I'm close. Have to keep going.
We have to keep going, but for goodness sake, Max, look at the number of interactables in this room. We're going to interact with them before we do. Was that something to be about her relationship with Chloe, the way the game has portrayed it? She's been cut out of her life.
That can't be the right time.
At the moment, at least, it isn't. There's something very wrong with that. EX6F. I don't know. I'd get that scene too.
Just how I like them. Tall, shady, and not too bright.
Max, you're very harsh on yourself sometimes. You really are. Tripod.
It's past time for me to get a new one, but we've been through so much together.
Yes. This is the kind of existence she had when she was nomadically wandering round, doing projects here and there, taking on contracts and commissions and whatever.
Wonder what a... Ah, yes. The famous mountains of Topeka, Kansas.
Yes, everything's typical of a sort of motel room, isn't it? She said, I wonder what awaits me through that door. I don't know, we're not going out of that door yet because there's stuff in the room.
Wild that my baggage is such an on-the-nose metaphor. That's why Safi is the poet, not me.
Stop beating yourself up, Max. Lockpick set. What's this about?
Chloe's lockpicking set. She could even get me to open up.
Coronado Carver?
Yes, we know about the Coronado Carver. We've heard. Hot plate?
On tonight's motel mishaps, Max tries to make a grilled cheese. Accidentally commits arson.
Yeah, and this is the existence she had.
Chloe and I aren't enemies. She just doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
There's that little sort of thready emotion in her voice there, isn't there? It really hurts her that Chloe is at the moment being distant. Didn't it? Oh, there's a fridge.
Even if I were hungry, I'd rather just wait till I'm back in the snapping turtle to eat.
Right, I think we've looked at everything in this room. So I wonder what awaits me through that door. Oh no, we haven't. We didn't look at the escape plan. Oh, escape plan. There's a metaphor.
No escape, huh? Buddy, that's the story of my life.
Oh, it's got no written on it.
We got a dog.
You still didn't see it.
I mean, this TV is just teasing Max here, isn't it? It's like it's mocking
The
her.
only way out really does seem to be the front door.
Yeah, I'm going to examine it,
Maybe this will take me to Safi.
and then I'm going to open it, and we'll find out if it does take you to Safi. Oh, hello.
Don't worry, Safi. I'm coming.
Apparently
Is this the same room?
not. Well, it's virtually the
No.
same.
This is where I stayed in Santa Fe. I think.
But the reason it looks the same, or very, very similar, is because that's what she's thinking. All motel rooms look the same to her. The hot plate's even in the same place, the fridge, everything. Okay.
Don't know how she did it, but Chloe was like Top Chef Drifter on one of these in our motel stays.
There's a lot of references to Chloe at this point. It's trying to build my hopes up that we're going to see Chloe here, isn't it? Is it? Is that what it's
I
doing?
know. I'm lose my number. Trust me, Chloe. I've tried.
This is all about Chloe. This set of reminiscences is all connected with her past with Chloe, her present with Chloe, and goodness knows maybe her future with Chloe. That's a different lamp. What are you going to say about this one?
You didn't have to put on your red dress for me.
Okay. The lockpick set is...
Gray sky is gonna persist a little longer this week, but spring isn't canceled yet. Clear skies are coming. hang in there a little longer.
So that's the emergency broadcast from Arcadia Bay, Nespa. And yes, the lockpick cassette is still there.
Chloe used to tell people my abandoned spaces photo shoots were just an excuse to be alone with her.
And yet
She wasn't wrong.
you carried on doing those abandoned space photo shoots, didn't you? Oh, Max. Different painting.
Wonder what awaits me. The artist really captured this sleepy seaside vibe here, as far from Santa Fe as it gets.
Can I just say how clever it is that you've got the shadow or reflection, I'm not sure which, of Max in that photo. Can you see it? Look. It's her shadow. I can tell now. Very good. And the bag this time?
The convenience and sadness of my profession, of my entire life, fitting in a single duffel bag.
When it needs to, Max. When it needs to. It's almost her grab bag, isn't it? It's almost her escape plan. Let's look at you again.
Just so you know, the more you say no escape, the more I'm going to try.
Yeah, we seem to be locked into a repetitive phase here where she's...
If you told me in high school the one constant in my life would be this tripod, I'd have guffawed.
Okay, props for using I'd have as a contraction there. And also for guffawed.
Gray sky is gonna persist.
Yeah, we know. You're going to trigger every time I walk near to you, aren't you? Can I look at the fridge this time? I cannot look at the fridge this time. Okay, we've done everything in this room again. I think we're going to have to go for the door. Yeah, I mean, I was saying... This is just typical, isn't it? This is what Max feels her life is still like. She's progressed and she hasn't progressed. Does she think these were wasted years when she was doing this? That would be a terrible thing if she did. And what's this business with yawning? Come on, Max. Keep it together. And no, not again. It's a
Hang on. Okay, wait. This is... Pretty sure this is that motel in Cleveland.
Still very similar in many respects in layout to the previous rooms. Are we meant to be learning something from this repetitious experience? It's very early in the morning. Unusually, actually. Normally I do my gaming later in the day, but today I'm doing it in the morning for a change. It's just the way it fits in. Lockpick cassette.
Never did get used to sleeping alone.
Oh, Max. You're ripping my heart out. Stop it.
The only way out really does seem to be the front door.
This time the TV seems to be channeling just overlapping sounds of people panicking, people in distress, presumably as the storm hits. And today's book of choice is this going to be about Chloe as well?
Problem is, Simon, I haven't just been remembering the past. I've been living in it.
Yes.
Even in my dreams.
That's the big problem, isn't it? The lack of control. She hates that aspect of this.
Damn, this painting actually feels like dreamland.
That's the nicest of the paintings you've seen so far. That's the most attractive to me. I like that. It's not exactly Van Gogh, but it's you know, there's something about that painting. It's not entirely repulsive. Hi, tripod.
I know how this is gonna sound, but that tripod taught me how to stand on my own 2 feet.
I think the artwork of the motel rooms has been very, very well thought out. It's difficult to capture the spirit of the kind of art you see.
Have to keep going.
In these places. There's a sort of generic nature to it, isn't there? Those of you who've stayed in hotels, motels, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Love having to only grab one thing if I'm leaving in a hurry, but what if I want to stay a while?
That's a good point. And that's where you are in your life at the moment, isn't it? Wondering if you do need to stay a while. And whether Caledon was the place. But it looks like it's not going to be. Hello, door.
Oh, damn. I'm gonna be late to my shoot.
We're going to be late for the rest of the game if we don't progress through this bit soon.
All right, Cleveland. After this shoot, I'm gonna nap till June. Maybe September.
And it's another hotel room. Oh. Okay. Where's all the colour gone? And the definition is blurred. It's foggy. The screen is grainy.
So tired.
And the whole thrust of this has been for Max to go to sleep. Oh, look at this. Everything's gone two-dimensional. That's clever.
Oh, thank God. There's a bed.
I've never seen that done before.
My eyes.
I do think the artwork of these motel rooms has been superb, the way they've done it.
I didn't realize how tired I am until just now.
Lie down, Max. Maybe this is the way out.
Maybe if I lie down for a few minutes, all of these rooms will stop spinning.
Do you think?
Feels so nice to rest. I wish I didn't have to get up for that shoot. Who was the client again? Or the location?
That ceiling fan sounds like a heartbeat. It's like a whoosh of blood.
What's the problem with moving around so much? All these rooms really do start to blend together after a while.
Yes, it's possible to know exactly where you are and be lost.
Amorphous blob of motels. Like some kind of nebula.
And Max has gone to sleep. It's really clever, this. I think this is some of the best artwork I've seen in the game so far. And it's black and white. Essentially, it's grayscale. There's no colour in it at all. It's very evocative. Well, we could stay here all day, Max, but we can't stay here all day.
Nebula. Nebula, nebula, nebula. I was just there. There with Safi.
Safi?
This isn't right.
Come on, Max, get that tired brain of yours to work on this. She's in that weird position where she knows it's not real, where she knows she's kind of experiencing this strange hinterland of reality, but she can't pull herself out of it. It's like when you want to wake up from a dream, but you can't. It's that kind of feeling, isn't it?
Fuck.
Yes?
How?
Get out.
How do I get out of here if I can't even open this door?
I don't know. Let's examine the door.
How do I get out of here if I can't even open this door?
Maxine, you're repeating yourself. Stop it. Well, there's got to be a way. Max, there has to be something in this room that we can interact with, doesn't there? But I can't see what it is.
There's gotta be a way out of here. There has to.
There has to. Let's use our sensory ability to check to see if there's anything existing elsewhere. There's nothing. The walls are... This is...
If that door doesn't open, I swear I'm breaking it down.
You can break it down. Oh, can't do anything with it now. I'll go back to the... Hang on. I've gone back to the other reality. Push. We can push the door now. Come on, Max.
Let me out!
And... her wish came true. Oh, right. We're back in the Snapping Turtle. But when in the Snapping Turtle?
Now that I've traveled to Purgatory and back, I can finally see what's going on with Gwen.
Purgatory is a really good name for it. That's exactly what it was, wasn't it? It was some of her worst experiences rolled together. But it's such a downer for her to spend so much time thinking about things like that. Well, that door's not going to work, we know this.
Alright. This door seems to be blocked too.
But we do have Amanda back in the world of where we are. I was going to say the world of the living.
I'm back.
Jesus, Max. Corner girl first.
Sorry.
You disappeared and I don't know where you went.
I'm okay. And I promise I'll explain everything. Later.
Yeah, later. And is Gwen still out there then? Because it said reach Gwen. Right, look at the patio doors.
I should be able to reach Gwen now.
Open the patio doors. We do get to talk to Gwen. Thank goodness. I thought I'd missed my chance in the last episode. I thought I'd gone wrong by opening that, travelling to the other reality and then opening the door. Oh no, that's Gwen. It's not a very happy looking Gwen. She's drinking. I mean, Gwen's not got a great deal to be happy about at the moment. The question is, are you infested with Safi?
She looks so content. I wish it were real.
Content, maybe being assisted by the thing she's holding in her hand. Let's talk to her. Hey, Gwen.
You know she's flirting with you, right?
Listen, I'm here to help you.
I adore you, but read the room, bud.
Yeah, read the room.
That's Safi, alright.
Yes, it is. Take a snapshot of Gwen. I'm going to do this. We need to liberate you.
Hang on, Gwen. It's almost over.
Oh, R1, let's zoom in a little bit. We're going to have to double expose this. So there is Safi. I can make you almost exactly the same size. How satisfying is that? And take the photo. Save it. Whoa, welcome back, Gwen.
Max! Oh! Thank you!
Steady, steady.
They were all... Safi. They called me a fraud. A coward.
It's okay.
Gwen,
I got you.
that's bad.
Amanda, you and Gwen stay here and take shelter.
Wait, what are you gonna do?
Safi's out there, somewhere close. I can feel her. And she needs me. I need her.
Be safe, yeah?
When am I not?
Why do I always gotta fall for the weird ones?
Yes. You certainly hit the bullseye with this one, Amanda. If weirdness was what you were looking for in terms of what she's going through. Alright. This is a peaceful Caledon. Oh, welcome back. Okay, that's genuine.
Always forget you're so huggy.
Are you yourself? I think is what I'd go with here, because that surely is the key to the whole thing, isn't it? We've got to be reassured that this is the actual Safi before we start interacting.
Did I do it? Are you you again?
Have we reassembled you?
As much as I ever was. Thank you, Max.
Don't thank me yet. We still have to find a way out of this place. Or this time.
Okay.
Hey, I'm taking a minute. All of that
Was pretty fucked up. Yeah.
Who needs all the king's horses and all the king's men? I've got you to put me back together again.
Yes. I wouldn't treat this too lightly if I were you, though, Safi, and I don't think Max is either. I was pretty cool, is true. She kept her head throughout all that, which many would not have, me included. It wasn't a big deal. Do we go with the deprecation thing? Let's say it wasn't a big deal.
I didn't really do anything. I just took pictures.
False modesty is annoying. So, any chance of everybody just forgetting I tried to rip out their soul?
The thing is, this is a liminal Caledon. Not everyone's here who should be here, and Max is still not convinced everything's back the way it should be. It's just that it's off. Do you know that feeling you get sometimes when a situation just isn't how it should be? Not everything's right. She hasn't erased history. Everyone's been lucid. She hasn't erased history.
I've erased timelines before, but this time I think I assimilated them. Sorry.
Oh, you just assimilated the timelines.
Yeah. At least that's what it feels like.
Safi's making sense of this.
Time travel, alternate universes, scraping together the broken pieces of your unstable friends. What else can you do?
Oh, hang on. Now, do we have an answer which relates to the effects of the powers, or do we have a flippant answer? I'm going to go with the answer that relates to the effects of the powers. Safi's interest in Max's powers is a little bit concerning here.
I don't know. Get a lot of nosebleeds? Migraines, too.
You certainly do.
This power involves a lot of ibuprofen.
What?
And
You just seem...
calm. She seems calm after everything that's happened.
extremely chill? Considering we're still stuck in a supernatural time storm.
It's not fixed yet.
The little things in life. Frappuccinos, movie marathons, chilling with your bestie in the void.
You see, it looks like Safi's got a measure of this. She has a handle on it that Max does not have.
Here's the thing. I'm glad you were here too. You know. But I just tore everybody apart into tiny little pieces.
Yes, you did. Actually, at that point, I don't think she did mean to. I think she was out of control and had no plan. It just happened, and it surprised her that it happened.
You didn't mean to.
Are you sure? I didn't not mean to.
Okay.
Maya isn't any less dead.
That's very true.
Everybody I cared about still betrayed me. My mom. I'll never be different. I think the best thing would be...
Would be what?
Team break. I don't belong here.
Don't say that. Of course you do.
After your hometown got whirlwinded, what did you do?
Does she mean she doesn't belong in Caledon?
I ran away.
Pretty much. I just can't decide whether Safi is saying I don't belong in the ordinary mortal world, whether, you know, she thinks her superpower is setting her above everybody else, or whether she's literally saying no to Caledon. I would say Safi's sort of saying, well, you ran away, so should I. I'm going to do the you're not me.
You're not like me, Safi.
That is true.
You're way stronger than I ever was.
That's unfortunately true.
Don't say that about yourself. You have it wrong. People like you and me, we don't belong at some B-tier liberal arts university with a bunch of washed-up bloggers ready to knife each other for tenure.
Okay. We're what?
Divine.
Come on.
I'm serious. The shit that we can do, gods can do that stuff.
All right.
Monsters.
This is exactly the problem with Safi, isn't it? She has the power, she doesn't know what to do with the power. Or at least she's making out she doesn't know what to do with the power. She's putting this out to Max as a sort of moral question. I'm just wondering whether she's answered this question in her head already, and she's just using Max as a sounding board to say, well, what would you do? What do you think? Don't you agree with me? There was a lot more about the power of gods there than there was about the power of monsters. I would try to reassure her that she's not a monster, because that's what we need her not to be.
You can say whatever you want about the choices you made.
Come on, Max.
But you aren't a monster. You're my friend.
I hurt people.
And I fixed it. We can fix it. Together.
Max is offering to be the counterbalance to Safi's impulsive nature. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Of course. Duh. That's why you're so confident. I figure the only person I can rely on is me.
Safi, I don't...
Last piece of me, Max.
Yes?
It's in you.
Uh-oh.
Why isn't it hurting me like it hurt everyone else?
Maybe I trust you. Maybe it's more of your Magic Max bullshit. I wish I didn't have to take it out. Is that weird?
But I think you should. The thought that Max isn't totally immune to this is worrying. We need Max to be Max without any undue external influence. She doesn't want to take it out. Is it? Yeah, a little.
It's a little weird. But
yeah,
that's some weirdness between friends.
She keeps pushing this friends thing.
Should though, right?
Trying to keep you on side.
How we get out of here?
Yeah, I think so.
If I had to put money on it, yeah.
I think every bit of you has to be backing you.
Probably for the best. We don't want you to get an infection or anything.
Well, I called it an infestation. Is this going to do it? Is this going to do it? And Oh, look at that. Hello, Caledon.
Safia.
Oh my god. Yasmin!
We're back.
Everything is going to be okay. Don't worry. Do you think you can get up? Can you... Safi, help me!
Safi appears to be preoccupied. What is going on here?
Break. Remember?
Maxine, don't let her go.
It's okay. Safi!
You do belong here. And she is your mother. Both of these things are eminently true. Which one is going to have the most effect on Safi's mental state at this point? I would do the you do belong here.
You do have a place here. People need you. I need you, Safi.
Safi?
Oh no.
I don't know her. I can be anyone, Max.
Okay. I think we've just had an answer to... Oh, and she's
I can
gone...
be a cute girl at the bar.
Who you said you wouldn't impersonate.
I can even be...
Safi, stop it!
It's real?
I'm afraid so, Yasmin.
I wasn't hallucinating? What are you? And what did you do with my daughter?
You can make her forget she saw that, right? Better yet, you could make me unshoot her. You have an instant undo button on life, Max. Why not use it?
Now this is the side of Safi that I feared would come out. That she is willful. And that she's got this power and she's just going to use it. She's not going to bury it like Max did for years with hers. This is an opportunity for... This is a door opening for Safi. And she's felt that people have been against her and life's treated her badly for so long. In Safi's mind, this is her chance to stop it all. Now she decides. And if that means just using her power as she did there, just for mischief, then she's going to do it. I would say it's not how it works, Safi.
If you think that's how it works, you don't know anything. There's always a price, Safi.
Yes.
Always.
That is the thing to stress.
You're right. I've got a lot to learn. So teach me, Miss Caulfield.
What?
You said we could fix everything. Together.
Safi. I can't. I have my life. Everybody.
I'm going to find other people like us. People
What?
with powers. I spent my whole life thinking I was the only one. Knowing I could never tell anyone because they would look at me like that.
What?
But now there's you. You and me. Time traveler and a shapeshifter. Imagine what we could do. And who cares if I'm a silly little girl whose mom needs to show her how the world works? Because now, it works however I want it to. Stay here. Keep your job, your life, whatever irresistible glory Caledon can offer you. But I have to know.
What?
When I come back, are you going to stay with me, Max? Are we in this together?
Oh,
Or is
don't do...
everything you said in the storm just words?
Oh man, that's emotional blackmail. It's quite clear to me now, from what we've just seen there, that Safi has intentions, and whether or not Max stays with her, stands with her, call it what you like, it's not going to change materially the intensity of what Safi is proposing to do. She's going to go looking for other people with powers. There can only be one reason for that. She really does think she is separate from this ordinary everyday existence that we all live in. Max is the only other person she knows at the moment, but she has her doubts about Max, and you can see that. She's trying to convince Max, either by... It's like a double bluff, isn't it? It's almost like Safi's saying, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to be this powerful super being. And it's almost saying to Max, unless you come with me, of course, and try and moderate my extremes and fix it. Is that what Safi's trying to say? I'm somebody who needs fixing, come fix me. But I don't think it will work. I don't think it will work, Max. I think standing with Safi will just push you even further into a realm you don't want to be in. You've always resisted using your powers. She delights in it. That's the difference between you. Max wants to belong in the world of ordinary people. She never asked for this in the first place. Safi's at the other end of that scale. She doesn't want to belong in the world of the mundane anymore. Her mother, Caledon, the politics of academia, the things that have happened to her with her book, all of that, none of it matters now to Safi. It doesn't have to matter to her because of her power. She can do whatever she wants. She just said, I am going to refuse to stand with you, Safi, when you come back. That doesn't mean I'm going to be your enemy. It means it's going to be Max. Max is going to be true to Max. Yes, she's her friend and she has obvious feelings for Safi as a friend, but there are limits, and that is one of them. Refuse. Oh, this action will have consequences. What did I just do?
So glad you're okay, Safi. And I'm happy you don't feel alone anymore, but I know what happens when you just use your powers without thinking. A get out of jail free card.
That's a rational response. Has it made her stop and think? Has it?
Okay, Max Caulfield.
Oh.
Be seeing you.
And so saying, Safi left. Again, she just couldn't resist it, could she? She had to leave as Max, knowing that that would upset her and make her worry about whether she'd made the right decision. A few days later, I've just been to fetch my orange, by the way, in that break. I needed it. We're back in Caledon and it looks normal. There are people. Ooh, and storm damage. But not destruction on the scale of Arcadia Bay, which is interesting. She did moderate the storm by her actions. Heck, Max, you've done it again. You did good, girl. You just did the best you could do. The artwork is superb, isn't it? Even down to the motel paintings. I mean, hey Max, how are you? Well, Lucas Colmenaro's looking dejected. And Loretta doesn't know what to blog about. Phone messages. Oh, the phone's alive. The phone's alive. Okay, so we've got message from Moses. So far, so good. By the way, everyone's here at the Turtle now. You sure you want to do this? And I can message Moses back, which I think I missed doing at one point in a recent episode. Just got caught up in things, you know the way it is. Are you sure you want to do this? What is it she's going to do? Is she about to tell everybody about her powers? No, surely, but they've got questions and they've experienced having Safi inhabit them, some of these people. I'd say she would say not really, but she's going to have to. Let's do that. And Max says, am I sure? No, but I know I have to. This is true. You do. We also have a message from Mom and Dad. I am not sure. Okay. Now I think this is the storm we've just had here. Hey Max, it's Mom and Dad. We saw the news about the storm out your way and we want to make sure you're okay. We know things are probably pretty insane there right now, so no rush getting back to us. We're just checking in. It's been a day and we're obviously worried because we're your parents, but you'll let us know you're alright and we'll stop. Guess who? Yeah, it's the Caulfields. We miss our daughter and want to know she's not hurt or anything. We've been keeping tabs on reports of any casualties and are relieved there haven't been any so far, but we'd love to hear from you. Okay, sorry for all the texts and concern. We figured that things are still down in your area and you don't have phone access right now. That's the only explanation we can think of, so just give us a call or send us a text when you have power again, yeah? And then she responded, I'm so sorry you guys, it's been a long, weird week, but I'm okay. Promise I'll call you later when things are settled. And the response was, oh, thank God you're all right. Take all the time you need, but not too much time, yeah? Love you, Max. And then love you back. She is, I wouldn't say she is inconsiderate with her parents, but she doesn't give them the attention they need in situations like that. I say this as a parent, and I'm not referring to anything in my life and my kids, but I'm just saying as parents, you worry about your kids. And when they're in situations like that, you worry a lot about your kids. I can't resist this one.
She knows me better than anyone. Knew me better than anyone. The me now, though, after all this, maybe it's time I found out who that Max is.
The message from Chloe reads, Yo, Max, I get it if I'm the last person you wanted to hear from. Saw on the news about the storm, and I hope you're all right. Look at that. I get it if I'm the last person you wanted to hear from. Do you really get it though, Chloe? You're not the last person she wants to hear from. You're really not. I'm going to pop into crosstalk because there's a lot of stuff to go through here. Let's do Abraxas Society first. As many of you are aware, because many of you submitted them, we've been inundated with questions about Abraxas and the storm. Abraxas Society again. Since its inception, the Abraxas Society has navigated more difficult waters than these and come out ahead. We have done so through the bold and clear-headed vision of our leadership, and rest assured, that is as true now as ever. Marlon. That's what I'm talking about. Rowan. There's a reason Abraxas is the best group on campus, and it's not even close. Abraxas again. Again, there are questions about what that leadership looks like. We promise to have answers for you as soon as we have them. And then there's some interesting thing from Vin. Reggie says, does this mean I'm still in Abraxas or Abraxas Society? Answers on all things will be forthcoming. Right, let's do Gwen. I'm not an official voice at Caledon anymore, but please take care of each other. The storm last week was traumatic for everyone. Kim sends hearts. Reggie says, Caledon's cursed. Graduate while you can. Martin says, thanks for always looking out for students, Gwen. More than I can say about some here. Ooh. Cutting. Loretta. Hey, Clueheads. As many of you know, Lakeport was hit by a brutal storm last week. I'm physically okay, but it may take me a while to put out a new episode. I'm sorry. And Charlie says, real Clueheads don't care when the next step comes out. We just care that you're okay. Gwen. You never have to apologise for taking time to yourself. Loretta. I really needed to hear that. Thanks, Dr. Hunter. And Reggie. Okay, expletive, but life is good. Vin, answer my text, punk. Reggie, I'll see you at the Snapping Turtle in a couple. May, I wish you'd come home for Christmas. We'd all love to see you. Reggie, maybe when Dad apologises to me and Vin. Oh. May, I'm calling you. Reggie, I'm not picking up. Wow. I need to just get down here because Yasmin has also...
Classic Yasmin. Playing it close to the chest.
Okay, my excellent medical team says I'll be cleared to start work again in just a week. Ever onward. Isabel, consider taking more than a week, please, Yasmin. Juliet, but what actually happened? Yes, and that's people with questions. I think that's it. I think we're caught up. Although we do have a journal entry to look at, so I'll just pop to that. We're going to get to page 21. And there's only one way to get to page 21. And that's that way. There's no other force in my world like Safi. As far as you know, Max. But we're not gods. Didn't she see what happened? What our powers can do? She could have killed Yasmin. After everything happened, I felt so numb I couldn't tell if I was awake or dreaming. Time travelling is like that. It's real up to the point no one else but you can remember it. I doubted my choices. I had regrets. I wasn't sure which words were mine or hers. It was like we were still in each other's head. You felt the same way once. I wanted to know you like I knew myself. I felt proud when I could say the words you were thinking out loud. I thought we were linked, but I couldn't predict what she'd do. And now, Safi's gone. Who knows if she'll ever come back? Well, I think she intends to come back, and that's the problem. When she comes back, I'm not sure what form she'll take, or who she'll have with her. Max.
No more lies. No more hiding.
Well, I see her dilemma. She's got to offer these people some explanation
They're
for the
all waiting
weirdness.
for me, the snapping turtle.
Okay, now interestingly it says combined, which I take to mean that the realities have merged again. How that merge actually happens and what elements of each survive the merge, I'm not sure. It could be there'll be incongruities in this new combined reality. We might have to be forgiving them. I'm not sure about that. Romantic sculpture.
Crazy weather we've been having lately. Huh.
Heck yes. Yes, I mean... what can you say? There are interactables. I'm going to look at the campus map. Why not? Perhaps it's been redrawn in this new reality. No, it's pretty much the same. I wonder what Moses is making of all this, because we've not really had much of a contact apart from that message saying everyone's ready. People are talking, but not to me. This is my last chance, I suspect, to see all these people, so I'm going to take it.
God, I feel like I took the world's most potent edible and tripped balls for a whole week.
Not like that would be out of character for you. But we were on a practice duty every day, and I never saw you sneak in gummies other than a bag of gummy worms.
Which I need now more than ever. Those are my emotional support worms.
He is dramatic.
I have this memory where someone died. I can't remember who. But I can't get it out of my head.
Oh, that is interesting.
Same. Is this the... what's it called? The Mandela effect?
Or mass psychosis. Or we all ate moldy bread from the cafeteria and hallucinated.
You can do that?
Maybe all three. Hey, so... I think you told me you were feeling... not great? Mentally?
I mean... that's the human condition... or whatever.
He's pacing. He's pacing a lot.
And not to be all sappy, but we're friends, right?
Yeah?
And?
So I care about your feelings.
Christ, Roman.
I mean it.
I care about your feelings too.
Everyone cares. Everyone cares about everyone. Interesting. Now, I was just postulating a theory there that...
The snapping turtle's just across the bridge. People are waiting for me there.
It sure is. That people would... That the effect of recombining the realities would be to introduce some anomalies, and that's one of them. They've got a memory of someone dying, but they can't quite remember who. Hey, Cherry Blossom Tree.
Maya's tree, where it belongs. And as big as in the bowling alley. Things are returning to normal. Ish.
Well, Maya, you need to join a queue here because we didn't get to meet Chloe, it seems. I'm pretty sure the game is nearing an end here. It's just got that sense of finality about it. The music, it's the sort of post-apocalyptic scene, isn't it? Literally after the storm. That would have been a good song and a good title for a Life is Strange game. We've had before the storm. Why not after the storm? Okay.
Just over the bridge.
Yes, Max. Yes, Max, yes.
We've done it dozens of times.
Hey, how are you? I don't know who you are, but I hope you're well. Don't get too cold there.
Alexa.
Oh.
A little better than before, but still pretty foggy. Same boat. What do you remember?
Yes, tell me what you know.
Not much, Shiloh. Noise, mostly. Noise, except for a single signal, clear as day. Lucas Colmenero? Yeah. How did you... Shit. You too? You really did that. You took that girl under his wing, stole her work, drove her to suicide.
So that has survived the recombining.
I didn't want to believe it, Shiloh. I thought if only I remembered it, I could write it off as a nightmare.
So what are you going to do now?
Well, apparently my best friend is abandoning me for law school when I need her the most.
Alexa, I'm not abandoning you. This is what I need to do for me. The same way you need to do what's right for you.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna miss you. We were a team our misapplied admiration for Lucas Colmenero brought together.
Correction. We are a team. One that neither law school nor the actions of yet another shitty dude in academia could ever hope to break up.
Well, I guess in the meantime, I can write my ass off. And I'll be twice the writer I thought Lucas was.
You probably will.
Imposter syndrome found dead in a ditch.
Truer words, Shiloh.
Let me buy you a cup of coffee. My treat.
Ooh, billable hours already? You're not even a lawyer yet.
You big dork.
I love these incidental conversations. They, even now, just flesh the place out, don't they? Okay, dude, who are you on the phone to?
I was shocked too. And Carlson was so eager to fail me.
But he didn't. Oh, is that it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever take another poetry class. I just know somehow that he would have failed me if not for Safi. I don't think they know where she is.
No one knows where she is.
I wouldn't come back either if I was Safi. Not after everything. And her own mom covers it up.
That all came out then.
It's a bunch of bullshit. Safi would never do anything to hurt anyone. She's not dangerous.
I don't think you know her too well.
Krampus, yeah. But I don't know how to explain it. It's like I was half asleep. Every time I try to remember what happened, I get a weird headache suddenly.
That's a warning sign, my friend. Don't push it. Is that it? So is this the main student body experience, is that they kind of felt like they were almost...
turtles just across the bridge. People are waiting for me there.
Felt like they were almost drugged. And they're attributing their hazy recollection of events and their lack of clarity about chronology and whether things really happened or whether they sort of imagining they happened to that state they were in that evening. That is fascinating. I want to talk, if he'll speak to me, to Lucas Colmenero. First, let's have a quick look at the statue, if it will let us. Will it? Yes, it will.
Thomas, you're back. Mostly.
Yes, he's not split in half anymore.
Not there yet.
Oh, he is split in half.
Off.
Oh, is it? Well, where do I need to stand to get the snapshot then?
Not there yet. My position's off.
Alright, well, I need to talk to this Colmonaro guy instead then, if you're going to be funny
Lucas, awaiting his fate at Caledon.
Yes.
Dead man walking.
And the next person for the Caledon Academic Disciplinary Board, step forward.
Working on your new book?
Oof.
Maybe you should switch to science fiction.
I don't think he's in joking mood, Max.
Real fucking funny.
Ooh.
I just had some kind of psychological breakdown and you're laughing.
I don't really know how to explain what happened. But you should think of it as a second chance.
My life's fucking trash now. No thanks to you and Safi.
Oof.
You're toxic, Max.
Oofa doofa.
I can't surround myself with that kind of energy. Maybe I'll write my own book. About this whole mess. My side of the story.
Well, goodbye, Lucas.
I love that reaction, Max. I love that reaction.
Yourself, Max.
Ooh, there is no love lost there at all. It's not going to change, Max. I think that bridge is burned to a cinder and has drifted away. You were always going to cop the flak for this, weren't you? In the absence of Safi, it was all going to land on you. Can I snapshot this blooming statue yet? I still don't think I can. What's wrong with the angle that I'm at here?
Not there yet. My position's off.
Well, I don't know where I'm supposed to be, Max. I'm not going to keep trying.
Not there yet. My position's off.
I'll go round this side and see if it'll work this side, and then I'm going to give up. Excuse me, I wouldn't sit there if I were you. That statue doesn't look any too safe. Okay, Caledon statue, snapshot.
Not there yet. My position's off.
It doesn't want to know. Okay. Anyone else?
Guess the Safi memorial is no longer here. Or maybe never was. After all the storm shenanigans.
There's going to be this weirdness, isn't there, where in Max's memory, because she's got memory of everything, that's her problem, she's still trying to have to remember.
Just over the bridge.
Yes.
Snapping turtle, Max.
Yes.
Do you
hello.
still feel like shit too?
Yes. I've been popping migraine meds like breath mints.
They're all suffering the aftermath.
The brain zaps for me. Like I forgot to take my antidepressants or something.
It doesn't make any sense. I have all these memories that don't fit. What happened?
Sometimes there is no good explanation.
Well, that's a cop-out.
Don't say that. My entire academic career is based on the existence of a good explanation.
Quite right.
You know that consulting job offer I got? I have a clear memory of deciding I'd take it. But then I have another memory of deciding I'd stay at Caledon.
I don't know. That sounds like normal Carla behavior.
I may be famously indecisive, but that's not what I mean.
So what's your answer going to be?
I think it's possible to have it both ways. I emailed Visionary Ventures and asked if I could work for them part-time while I finished my degree. And they said yes.
What a good way out of it.
Look at you, negotiating like a champ.
Now I don't have to worry about my parents harassing me for making the wrong decision whenever I go home.
Sounds like a good excuse to order another round of drinks.
You're drinking too much.
After whatever happened to us, we're not drinking enough.
Yeah, I mean, I can see your point. I still want to keep going round, because while there are people talking...
Just over the bridge.
Yes,
to the snapping
Max.
turtle, Max.
So, you do remember that?
I mean, yeah, not exactly that, maybe, but yeah.
I'm still trying to make sense of what happened. while also coming to terms with the fact I might never do that.
Damn. We were going to unionize the faculty.
You had plans.
And the staff.
Oh, I can't believe I worked up the nerve to approach Dawes about it, and now he doesn't even remember.
Oh no.
Organizing the faculty and staff is still a great idea. Even if, or maybe especially if, Yasmin won't be Caledon president anymore.
Oh.
That's a good point. A good point I look forward to discussing with the new head of the creative writing department.
It's going to be all change.
That's by no means official.
It's a brand new day, Isabel. And whatever happened with Colmenero looks like it happened for real. The chair's open.
What would you talk me into doing first?
Easy. The department needs better AC.
Really?
I'm serious.
That's top of the list. Oh, so it looks like Yasmin may be taking a fall here as well.
Just over the bridge to the snapping
Max,
turtle, Max.
you can keep saying that as long as you like.
Dozens of times.
Yes, you have.
Hey, Alice.
Hey, timid guy. Are we over here? Where are we?
You start out a friendship.
Speak. I'm losing this.
I'm sorry, Tim.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. I remember being a huge dick to you when I was drunk.
They're making peace.
So do I. It sucked.
But I also remember you totally betraying me and taking the money for yourself. Did that happen?
I don't know. Probably. I have the money. All $500 of it.
Okay, and?
You need the assassin's money to see your sister?
Yeah. She's getting surgery and I'm gonna hang with her while she recovers. Didn't I tell you that?
No, you didn't.
You said you wanted to visit her. I didn't know about the surgery part.
I didn't think you'd care.
Alice, what have I ever done to make you think I wouldn't care?
That's a good point.
That's why you were pissed at me, right? I cared too much.
It's not that you cared too much. It's that you expected something from me without even bothering to tell me what it was.
Yeah.
Alice, I'm sorry.
He's a guy. He doesn't understand that.
I'll give you your half of the money. You earned it. Best assassin's buddy a chick could ask for.
No, you needed to visit family. I was just gonna buy video games with it.
Video games are important.
Just bring me back something from Portland.
Like what?
I don't know, a Portland thing. Hemp?
You can get hemp here.
Bring me Portland hemp.
You're so weird. Okay, dude.
No, you should have said, bring me back yourself. Okay, pass me a bucket. I think I'm going to throw up.
Just over the bridge to the snapping turtle, Max.
Oh, this is where...
Dozens of times.
Oh, this is where you were. I'm so sorry. I mean, I could hear you talking, but I couldn't work out where to go and stand. Anyway, I didn't intrude on your discussion. Hey! How are you, Loretta?
Loretta looks like she's running on empty. I guess we all are.
Come on, you mean to tell me she hasn't got enough to talk about for her podcast in this situation?
Hey
it's
there.
worth a whole series.
Miss Caulfield. Sorry. I'm still kind of on edge.
We all are, Loretta.
Thanks, by the way, for what you did at the Nebula. I froze up.
Hey, you were overwhelmed. Most people aren't prepared for reality to break like that.
So, do you also remember that there were like 2 of you? And now they're fighting for space in your head?
Well, it didn't work the same way for me. But that's because...
You've got an explanation to do to everybody.
Wait. Are you asking on the record?
This isn't for my podcast, I swear. I'm putting that on pause for now.
Good. It will do you good. Take a break. Good for you. Get used to uncertainty. Say good for you.
I'm glad. There's always time for clout chasing next semester.
Damn, Miss Caulfield. Harsh.
But fair.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, okay? We've all had it rough. Right back at you.
Good. I'm glad you two have made peace. And also, why can I interact with this? I'm going to, you know me. I am going to.
The quad's looking pretty good after, being hit by a supernatural storm.
It surely is. People are talking to trees a lot, but, what is this guy? Is he? Oh, I think he's just picking up debris. I think he's a debris collector. I've looked at campus maps before. They are essentially unrevealing. What's this guy doing? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No chitter chat here. We can go into the admin building. Should I do that? Is that what I should be doing? It told me to go over the bridge. Perhaps I should go into the admin building first. Also, I can go in here.
The snapping turtle's just across the bridge. People are waiting for me there.
I can't go in it. I can look at it.
Now's not the time. Moses is waiting for me at the turtle.
I suspect it's going to say the same when I try to go through this door, but I will try
There's
because...
be silver linings about this whole thing.
Say what?
How? I still don't know what happened.
Okay.
I've been thinking about it, and I'm pretty sure it was a many worlds situation. Every quantum event is a branch point, and for a brief moment, we witnessed other outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, you remember? We talked about this on the shuttle bus at your brother's graduation.
I don't always listen, okay? Sometimes you get going and just... Well, it's easier to let you finish.
Ouch.
Well, he's being
I'm not
truthful.
Trying to be an asshole, but I have zero interest in full galaxy brain conspiracy shit. I'm a biology major. Talking about this stuff's fun when you're high, but... But that storm? That was some next level shit.
It really was.
So what happens now? Like, with us? We really gonna break up after all this? We survived a paranormal episode.
Well, maybe it was a dream for you. For me, it was a nightmare.
Interesting for some, terrifying for others.
I thought you liked horror. You have a tattoo of Pitchfork on your thigh.
Liking scary movies isn't the same as having your mind shat through a fucking hall of mirrors. You get that, right? Tell me you do.
No, I do. I'm just not as afraid of it as you are. We're alive. We're alive to tell the tale.
But who would believe it?
Because such great things happened to all those UFO abductees after they told their stories.
Exactly.
So, what are you proposing? We pretend it never happened? We pretend Safi Llewellyn never died and came back to life? We go back to normal life?
I'd give anything for that to happen. But you know it can't. There's no way.
I don't understand. This storm, this happening, it's opened our mind.
It's ruined everything.
Two different perspectives here.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
So am I.
You're never going to agree, boys.
You want to grab a coffee?
I don't know. Are we going to talk about Mothman?
I can talk about other things, you know.
That remains to be seen.
Whatever. Coffee. I'm buying.
This has been the largest number of incidental conversations that have actually fleshed out some of the things we don't know about what happened.
Just over the bridge.
I'm going, Max.
Snapping turtle, Max.
I'm going now because I don't think it's going to let me.
Dozens of times.
I don't think it's going to let me take a photograph, so my phone's just gone off. Phone buzzes.
I haven't heard from her since the day she came out of surgery.
I think you should talk to her.
Hello?
Hello, Maxine.
How's your mental health? Would she say how's your mental health? Would she say how's your shoulder? I think the more important question is how she feels about everything that's gone on.
How are you doing, mentally?
Not very well, to be frank.
It's a shocker.
Half of me will never forget what I saw. What Safi, became. The other half of me had begun to accept her as dead.
Yasmin, what you saw during the storm...
I don't need an explanation. Not yet. If I try to understand, then there will be no room for my recovery.
Probably right.
I will recover. I have to find Safia.
Okay.
Any news about your job? I heard the board,
I have been arguing with them. I made my mistakes, but these are offset by an excellent track record.
And did the board buy that?
I'm not sure.
They did not, no. I have been asked, forced to step down. I love my daughter, Maxine, just like you. I am not a monster.
I haven't heard from Safi, if that's what you're trying to ask.
Oh. I had hoped. One moment. Excuse me, I'm apparently well past the appointed time to take my painkillers.
Right, so...
Until next time.
Yasmin hasn't given up on her daughter and intends to go looking for her when she's well. Heavens. Are you guys chatting? No, we're going over the bridge. It's time to go over the bridge, everybody. Moses has been frantically texting me saying everyone's waiting. Okay, Max, I have no idea what she's going to do in this situation. What do you do? Everyone knows something weird happened. Some people know that something very weird happened regarding Safi inhabiting part of their existing body persona, call it what you will. And here we are. The snowfall is perfect for this. It just sets a sort of blanketing atmosphere, doesn't it? Where everything's calmed down. Well, the gang's all here. Hey, Moses. He's got to be first, hasn't he? No? Yes? Maybe? Yes.
Well?
Not a peep.
Guess I'm not surprised. Would you come looking for us if you were her?
Eventually, yes. But I think the proper answer here is Safi is unpredictable, because that is certainly true. That's the big worry here.
But it's not me. It's Safi. Does anyone ever know what she'll do next? Does she?
Good point.
Maybe we should go easy on her. Wait for her to pick up the pieces.
I hope Safi goes easy on you when she comes back.
Meantime.
Take your time. I'll be here when you're done.
So we're going to get an explanation to the...
Check on how everyone's doing first.
I thought you might. However, the phone is alive. It says talk to everyone at the bottom there. Oh, good heavens above. I'll start with Amanda because she's at the top. In the light of a wild-ass week, if anyone needs to chill or plain forget themselves, I'm extending hours at the Turtle. Figure if you were seeing double after the storm, might as well have a drink to go along with it. Though what helped me was befriending one particular weirdo, even if I don't know as much about her as I should. Vin. In the event that we're really struggling, are drinks free or steeply discounted? Amanda. Now Vin, let's use our noggin. Vin. You can't blame a man for trying. Diamond. If anyone has answers about that storm last week, please let your girl know, because that was wild. Moses. Hey, I'll understand if you say no, but I'm definitely going to run some experiments and I could use another pair of hands. Diamond. Bet. Just say when and where. We can compare notes. Moses. Cool. I'll be in touch. And Moses himself. Mood right now? Schrödinger opening that box and finding his cat miraculously alive. Carla. Moses, did something happen to you in that storm? Because if so, I am not about to take over your classes. Tony. I love when you talk all sciencey, almost as much as I love that you weren't hurt in the storm. Vin. Which one of me is which? Reggie. Doesn't know. Hi. Dramatic bro. Want to talk about it? Vin. Not particularly. And I think that's it for the posts on our phone. I beg its pardon, there's something in Crosstalk. Maybe there isn't. Oh yeah, there are. We have, before I forget, too late, if you want more dumb jokes, I have a comedy account at Turtle and Academy. And comedy. No pressure though. Alright. So we've seen those posts, I think, and now we're going to talk to everyone. And I'm going to start with the nearest person, who happens to be Amanda. Look at Amanda.
Amanda always looks like she has it perfectly together, even amidst all of this.
I think Amanda's lived a life already in her young age, and she's seen a lot, and very little phases her, but what quite she's making of this, I do not know.
So, superpowers, huh? Seems like a lot. How you holding up?
Always the concern. I think Max would not say she's holding up well in this situation. She'd feel a little bit out on a limb, and the thing that she's always done, which is not to push her powers and the existence of them on anybody, she didn't want the world to know, has happened, so she'd say exposed.
Everyone knowing my secret?
Absolutely.
Kinda freaks me out. I'm not used to it.
No offense, but I'm kind of feeling like I dodged a bullet.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to date me either.
Well, now I feel bad. Honestly, Max, I still think you're pretty great. It's just, I don't know how I would have handled all this if I was tangled up any more than I already am.
Got it. No offense taken.
Okay, so that romance that was kind of being hinted at and we had options for throughout the game didn't happen, even if we took the route of declining the suggestion.
Max. Sorry.
Hey, Diamond.
You're gonna explain what happened, right?
Yes.
Hey. You okay?
What do you think it all means? Why you? Or Safi?
Dunno. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know why, is the honest answer. Why those two?
I used to ask myself stuff like that all the time.
And you've stopped?
Come up with any answers?
No. But I did fuck up a lot of my relationships in the process. Wouldn't recommend it.
Interesting.
How are we supposed to walk around knowing something like that could happen?
It does change your perception of the regular world. She's saying you should just carry on regardless, like you handled the regular world. You survived once. I would say, she would say, look, it's happened. There's nothing you can do about it, as my mother used to say. If you can't change a thing, don't worry about it. I would just carry on and handle the regular world.
You already handle that.
Same
every
way.
Day. Anything could happen at any moment. Could be hit by a car. Struck by lightning.
Easy, Max. It's getting depressing.
Is this your pep talk?
Oh, that didn't go down well with Diamond. She was lurking for a little more. But then Max... Oh dear. Max is not scoring well here on the victoryometer with these people. Let's
You're the
go.
one who's been texting me for days.
Say, boys, what?
Well, you're the only person who was there. Who else am I going to text?
Max was there.
Max has stuff. I didn't want to bother her.
You know she can hear this,
You
right?
don't have any trouble bothering me.
Are you complaining?
No.
Okay,
So, have you heard from her at all?
Who, Max?
Safi.
Ooh,
I barely heard from her before she brain fucked us all in Skip Town.
that's their impression of what happened.
Her ever serious?
You know me. I don't get serious.
You little liar.
I know.
That was a massive fib.
Diamond's gonna be pissed you aren't stepping down.
Diamond's always pissed.
Do you really think you can beat her? People like her a lot. She's popular.
You're saying he's not?
Of course I can beat her. Why? You cheating on me, Reg? You planning a palace coup?
What if I was?
Then I'd have to kill you.
Please, no
Well,
jokes.
would you do it yourself or hire an assassin?
Depends how I was feeling.
Well, I mean, these two are back on proper speaking terms. But I'm not sure where their relationship status is at the
Everyone
moment.
looks kind of shell-shocked. They could probably use some words of comfort.
Probably they could. Gwen, how are
The
you?
last time I saw Gwen, she was wrecked.
Little bit.
Some weather we're having, am I right?
Hope that wasn't the grand explanation you promised us.
Hey, isn't eloquence your job? I just take the photos.
I felt how much she hated me, Max. It was terrifying. And disappointing.
That's interesting. I wonder if they all have a better understanding of Safi, those people who were inhabited by her partly. That they shared something. But surely that would have worked both ways. This happened because of Yasmin. No one could have predicted this. No one could have predicted this.
Safi was dealing with a lot. You couldn't have known.
She needed someone she could trust. It should have been me.
It's in the past now.
I hope so. Oh, one more thing. That video footage of me, that was Safi, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. That girl never does anything halfway. Neither do you, now that I think about it.
Hey, don't group them together as being the same.
I talked to the committee that fired me. There's enough weird shit that's happened. I think I can argue my way back in.
Excellent.
I failed Safi. But there's other students here I can still support. I won't just let it go.
Good.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, that's one positive that's come out of this thing. I'm worried about Diamond because her reaction to Max wasn't great. Amanda, I think, is still going to be a really good friend to Max. There's a door, but I'm worried about doors. I'll look at it.
Still no storm. I can't believe that actually worked.
Well, yes. I can't work out quite why it did. Now it's time to talk to these guys.
At least those two have each other. Storm bonded.
That's an expression I didn't think I'd hear.
Hey, Max. Our Lady of the Storm.
Lady of the Storm.
Let's not do that. How are you guys holding up?
Oh, my whole world has been rocked. You rocked my world.
He's drunk.
I remember a bunch of things happening that I plan to repress until I have a spectacular nervous breakdown at age 40.
I think Max would say try therapy.
Honestly, you might want to try therapy.
Therapy! My dad will love that. For now, I just want to get through this election.
Oh, right. The Abraxas election. So you're not stepping down?
He is not.
I'd ask how you know that. But at this point, Caulfield, if you grew another head, I wouldn't even blink.
I'll get right on that.
She knows it because you guys speak too loudly in a public place.
I think that's everyone. Okay, Moses. Let's give them the talk.
I'm going to make one last visit to my phone because it's showing stuff is here. There's a crosstalk post. This is Safi. The water is rising. Vengeance is a live thing. It breathes and bleeds, starves and hungers. I wear a cloth of mourning, suffocating in its black. Silence is also a blunt weapon, also a poison, also a noose. And then the user has turned off comments on this post. That's a statement of intent if ever I heard one. And then we've got to get to page 22. Can you remember how we do this? Because you can't go backwards. I'm going to get thumb injury, repetitive strain here. December 13th. Well, I made it crossed out. Survived. Not only me but everyone. Not like before. Something has been restored, but I don't want to jinx it by naming it. I don't know what they'll remember or what scars, if any, they'll take from this. I've got more than enough myself. And Safi, she's gone through more than I could ever imagine, but she needs help. Help I can't give her. I only hope when I see her again, she'll have found it. For all our sakes. Yes, quite. Hang on. We haven't finished looking around the room yet. Game.
Storm seems kind of evil, all I'm saying.
Yeah, it was dangerous. But you're projecting. Forces don't have, ill intent. There's no good or bad in science.
Two superpowered people just happen to find each other and then a weird time storm takes over our minds? That's ominous. As fuck. And don't say that's just my neocortex working, because I swear to God, Moses.
You know me so well.
Do you blame Safi for what happened?
Yes, do you?
I just want to know she's okay.
Not an answer.
It's complicated. There's so much she didn't tell me. Or maybe she tried and I didn't pick up on it.
Doesn't mean any of this is your fault. You're the most empathetic person I know, Moses.
Thanks. Everything's changing so fast. I'm not sure what I'll do when you graduate.
You've got Tony.
Tony's not you.
True.
What do you mean?
Nobody keeps me on task like you. You're the only reason I get anything done.
Oh.
Hey, if something happened in the storm, if you want to talk about anything...
I'm fine, all right? Jesus. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap. This whole thing's got me weirded out.
It has, hasn't it?
It's okay. I argue with my siblings all the time. You're a lot like my sister.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh. She keeps you on task too?
In her own way. I'm gonna miss you, Diamond.
I've got another year. Calm down.
A lot can happen, Moses.
Time goes by really fast, though.
A lot can happen in that year. I will come back and look at you guys. Oh, do you know what? I'm not going to do the snapshot yet because I think that might trigger something I don't...
Moses waiting. This is pretty important.
You might not want to.
God. Krampus feels like it was 1,000,000 years ago.
I just want to make sure I've not missed interacting with anything or anybody who's still got thoughts. Oh, I can snapshot people.
One more photo for the road?
Sure. You keep at this, I'm gonna have to start charging a modeling fee.
It wasn't just Moses and Amanda that I could take a photograph of. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Let's do that one. That's good. I like that. And there's enough of the bar around her to show this is her domain. I'm not going to double expose that photograph, but I am going to post it. Here's to new friends in the unlikeliest of circumstances, and we have action on the phone. So I'm just going to pop down to Lucas Colmenaro. Much has been written about the proverbial calm before the storm, yet what of the calm that follows? Lucas, coming to terms with the enormity of existential dread, one you survived and are left to pick up the pieces of your life, yet, like Prospero, the tempest sends me out into the unknown. The mystery is the point, I suppose. I only hope I'm brave enough to face whatever may come head on. To that end, I'm working on a statement that addresses the claims made about me at the recent Krampus on Krampus event. Please extend your grace to me and to all of us, as I choose the right words. The user has turned off comments on this post. I can imagine. I think he turned them off pretty quick after making that post, before the deluge of expletives arrived. I'm just going to pop down this end to make sure I've not missed anything. I don't think I have. Oh, that fire. I'm going to miss you, fire. Do you know what I am sad about? That this is my last Life is Strange game. I've played all of them now. Soup of the week is still clam chowder. Some things never change.
Aw, shucks. I think I'm finally coming out of my shell.
Please, Max. I'm a dad. Leave those dad jokes to me. We can snapshot Gwen.
Mind if I take a snapshot to remember you by?
Oh, whatever you want. This could be your last chance to take my photo. Make it count.
It won't be her last chance to take your photo. She's staying, you're staying. Oh, good heavens, Gwen. This is the defiant Gwen. It's a wonder those fingers aren't in a different arrangement, given the way she's been treated by the board. That'll do. That's a really good photo. I like it. Post it, and the comment that Max makes is, it wasn't until I met Gwen that I learned what a bad bitch truly was. Okay, pretty good. Can we take these two guys' photograph now? Yes, we can.
Do you guys mind if I take a picture?
Hell yes. Put us in the next Caulfield collection.
Okay, what pose are we going to get from you two, I wonder?
They're kind of a cute couple, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, that'll do. That's good. I like that. Good work, Reggie. And that cheesy grin that is Vin's trademark. Starting to believe no law of physics, known or unknown, could keep these two apart. I believe it's now time for us to go take the photograph of you two guys. Did we talk to you first? Let's look first.
Whatever happened to Diamond after we split up in the storm must have really freaked her out.
Everyone else seems chilled, but not Diamond. And Max has picked up on this too. I mean, Moses knew, he was in the know, so that's no problem. Vin and Reggie, well, Vin and Reggie, or just Vin and Reggie, so they're sort of laid back and thinking, hey, take this in your stride. Gwen is mostly preoccupied with the fact that there's anguish because she thinks she still failed Safi, but also there is relief that she's getting her job back by the looks of it. And Amanda is philosophical Amanda, taking it in her stride. But Diamond isn't. Let's snapshot you and see what comes out.
Hey, Diamond. I'd like to get a photo for the end of the year.
Just Diamond?
Mind if I... Okay.
Why didn't you take a picture of Diamond with Moses?
I was hoping she'd be a little more enthused, but...
I'll settle for a semi-smile. When we get a semi-smile, I'll take the photograph. That'll do. That's a semi-smile. That's the best we're going to do. What happens if I double expose this one? There's no way there's a bit of Safi still residing in you, is there? No, there can't be, because Safi's... Oh, I'm confused. I'm going to double expose it and just see. No, it would have revealed it if there'd been a part of Safi still inside you. I mean, I'm still going to take a photograph and double expose it. That'll do. So we've got this smiling but the more reflective version too. Post it. So much going on behind that faint smile. I only wish I knew what. I wish I knew what she made of all this. I really do. Right, so there's nothing else new here. We've gone down the entirety of crosstalk. Messages we have none. The journal says no. There is a collectibles thing which I've not been in, and I think this is where all the photographs reside. And it's showing that we've missed quite a few of the Polaroids then. Also, here we go. Oh yeah, we did pick a fair few of them up, but we missed a number. Yeah, we did. Okay, well, not too bad. I think we got the majority of them. It wasn't a completionist run through. It's a blind playthrough. You miss stuff on blind playthroughs. You just do. You'd have to be very slow and uber careful to not miss things. What do I do now? What's on my task list? Speak to Moses. Right, I'm going to try. I'm going to look at Moses. I can take his snapshot.
It's only been a semester after everything we've been through. I feel like I've known Moses my whole life.
Snapshot in first.
What do you say
Mose.
to a picture? For old time's sake?
Moses has hypothermia. And now, crippling anxiety.
Hey, come on.
I can never have enough shots of Moses.
Okay. That's a good pose. Let's take that one. Yeah, the confident cosmologist. Post it. Asking Moses to act natural seems to result in the exact opposite. More research needed. He does struggle with having his photograph taken. He's going to struggle, I think, anyway, Max. He's going to need you. I would hesitate to say you're going to need each other. I think he will need you more. Now we need to go talk to him. Speak. Hey, Moses.
Everyone's pretty shell-shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How about you? Still excited to have double memories?
I can't be the only one. Seriously? Come on, it's fascinating.
That's the word.
Well, I feel better knowing you stood up to Safi.
Yeah, so do I.
She cares what you think. Maybe it'll make a difference.
I don't think Max is convinced that it will, but I think she certainly did the right thing. I also think it's not over. I think Safi intends to return here.
I don't think it's over. At least she knows I'll be hanging around if she tries anything bad.
And me. I'll be ready next time.
Okay. So on guard for the
Hey, we're a team, right?
return of Safi.
I'll handle it with you. No more hiding or running away.
What about the blue hair girl, Chloe? Are you ready to stop hiding from her?
Stop hiding from her.
I think so. Not yet, but...
Okay, that's interesting. Well, how do we interpret that? Stop hiding from her as in stop keeping yourself and her apart, or stop hiding from her in terms of stop failing to come to terms with the impact she's had on your life? I think it might mean the first of those two things, and now Max is going to give the big explanation. Okay, prepare yourselves,
I think it's
everybody.
time I explained a few things.
Yet it is. Did we get to hear this?
It won't always make sense. And I'm not proud of every decision I made. But it's the truth.
Good. I think that's time to just
What's coming next is going to be difficult.
lay it all out.
For all of us. But we're going to get through it together. I promise.
It is a good cast of characters, don't you think? When you see them there like that.
This time, I'm not going anywhere.
That answers a question too. She is putting roots down in Caledon. Ah! And we've reached the end. Okay, well the music's getting really loud. I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Why? What's going on? I'm just making my notes here and packing things away. I was listening to the music with the credits running. Controller?
Shit.
Diamond?
Shit.
We're gonna have to get you a blood transfusion.
Oh.
What the fuck are you doing here? You remembered me. That's flattering. I've seen nosebleeds like that before. So you can run, or you can follow me and get some answers.
What?
Your choice.
Is that the end? Max Caulfield will return. Is that the end? That is the end, I think. I will be back with you in a few seconds. Oh, here we are. We've got the stats, of course. So, look at that. Roughly 2/3 of people agreed to work with Safi, but I refused, as did 32% of other people. Safi feels you've abandoned her like everyone else. Not like everyone else, because you have unique knowledge of Safi, and your depth of understanding of her far surpasses that of most other people now. It is going to be interesting. Max Caulfield will return. Max Caulfield's not going anywhere. She's staying in Caledon, because Safi is the one who's going to return. In fact, I'm not sure when that was set, that interaction with Diamond there, but that makes so much sense. This is why Diamond was more spooked out about it than everybody else. Maybe there was this sort of latent thing going on in her. Maybe it triggered it in Diamond. I don't know. I need to think about that afterwards. Let's carry on with the stats. Oh, there's loads. Graffiti critic. Yeah, we did critique the graffiti in Blackwell Bathroom, as did 3/4 of us. But again, it's a roughly 2/3, 1/3 split for finding Loretta. We found her in the storm and helped her, 36% did. Bowling alley moment of reflection. We did reflect at the bowling alley. Again, it's roughly 2/3 who did. The nightstand librarian looked at all the books on the motel nightstand. I'm glad we did, because they were instructive about Max's state of mind regarding Chloe. Again, at least 2 of them were. The lockpicks reminisced about it. 92% of people did. Nearly everybody did that. Loretta's attitude. Loretta had a change of heart in how she reports stories. Mostly 2/3 of the time she did. The way Reggie and Vin are, they've reconciled. Roughly 3/4 of the people had them reconcile. And roughly 3/4 of the people had Vin planning to run again in the Abraxas election. and not dropping out. And then half the people of everybody who played chose that Gwen would keep fighting the committee's decision. Good for you, Gwen. I think you should. 83% had the board force Yasmin out of the presidency. It's a roughly even split on the weather we reflected in the North Quad after the storm. I mean, I just couldn't stop exploring the North Quad after the storm. There was a great deal to see and interact with. It was great. But here we're in a minority. Only a quarter of people did what we did and told Moses she'll be here if Safi comes back. That's it. I really will be back with you in that outro that I'm going to do in a few seconds' time. So a little time has now passed since that ending, shocking ending. First off, can I just say I'm so glad that I left the video recording there as I was packing stuff away. I just started making some brief notes, bullet points, and I was moving data sticks around. I'd still got my headphones on. The game outro was still playing in front of me on the big monitor. The credits were rolling. There was some nice music playing which I was listening to, and then suddenly there's a segment appears at the end. I wonder how many players missed that interaction between Diamond and Safi. Right, so I have now had time to read those reviews, which I've studiously avoided, and to visit some of the forums and look at various comments that people have left expressing their feelings about the game. Quite a lot of the feedback seems to revolve around the absence of Chloe from the game. Simplistically, I can see why it was difficult to have her appear in the story, given that she died in roughly half the player's Life is Strange endgame choices. Bringing her back in this current reality of this game would technically disrespect that choice for the people who chose the BAY ending, and that meant that Chloe couldn't be in the game for those people who, like me, saved her at the end of Life is Strange either. It's not narratively impossible to bring her back, even so, in this reality where she's died. We're experiencing alternate realities as a main mechanism in Double Exposure's storyline, so Chloe's death could simply have been a feature of one of those realities, and given Max's new power, the permanence of that reality could be disputed. But Chloe's return, so far at least, because it does say Max Caulfield will return, hasn't happened. I read now that many people were disappointed by Chloe's non-appearance, and it wasn't confined to what you might call price fielders either. A lot of people simply look forward to Max and Chloe reuniting to investigate Safi's death and to a story that explained how their dynamic had developed in the decade between the games. No one can legislate over creative choices. There will be thoughts and reactions though, obviously. Some people felt that Chloe's involvement was non-negotiable and reacted accordingly to her not being there. Some players liked Double Exposure's somewhat different storyline, and others felt it lacked depth. Some felt the intention was perhaps to avoid too close a repetition of the original Life is Strange Max and Chloe dynamic. Potential story weaknesses and plot holes have been mentioned, identified, theorised by some. It's just a subjective thing. Obviously not everybody sees it. It's hard to tell which is the majority feeling about Double Exposure, because as with many other things in life, criticism often seems more vocal than praise. We are more apt to complain about things that annoy us than to voice support for things which simply don't. Ultimately, people will vote with their hearts and their wallets, I guess, and that will give a legacy over time for where this game stands. Now, there's been some specific criticism about the way the game ends, and I'm going to go off into a little segment here, which I've made some notes about and put some slides together for, playing a sort of imaginary what-if game, if you like. So we'll just divert into that for a moment now. Any story can be improved in the eyes of the player. I've read several comments from people that, in their opinion, their feeling is that the story may have lost pace and direction in chapters 4 and 5. In a fan fiction-ish way, and just for fun, I've had a think about this and I've put together my own thoughts for how I might enhance Double Exposure's storyline. And my way of doing it would be to recognise that Maya Okado is super important to this story, but hugely underused. Maya's experience with Colmenaro and her subsequent death is the pivotal inciting action to the entire plot when you think about it. She was Safi's soulmate, her terrible twin. She meant everything to Safi. Her loss is what first set Safi adrift and ultimately contributed to her rage-fueled revenge streak and turned her into this uncaring, self-centred super being, a potential threat to the safety of Caledon and beyond. There is a lot of dramatic potential here, but at the moment we don't get to physically meet Maya, and I think that's a missed opportunity. So I would make Maya Okado a central in-game character who we actually do get to meet and interact with. The problem is, of course, that Maya is dead. So unless we're going to use flashbacks, we need to have some mechanism in the story to make that happen. Here's how I would do it. First off, I would have the expose Colmenaro plan in the current reality fail spectacularly in some way. He would still be mightily annoyed by the attempt, and he would still talk to Safi about the fact that her mother was responsible for her book being cancelled and incite Safi's loss of control at the Overlook. Max would still feel that she'd failed to prevent Safi's decline as well as now Colmenaro's victory, but instead of rewinding to an earlier point in the same evening, as in the present storyline, Max would realise that actually it's saving Maya which is the real key to saving Safi and everyone. And this would prompt Max to rewind much further to Maya's time. Max and Safi, remember Max can now take someone with her when she rewinds, would travel back into Maya's living reality. And whilst they were there, they would do the investigating that they needed to, the interfering with the circumstances around Maya's life and death, and by doing so hope to rewrite the timeline in which Safi loses control at the Overlook and ultimately Max has to potentially shoot her to stop her. Safi's own shape-shifting power could even be made integral to this investigation at this point too. This plot twist would also force Max to have to trust Safi, which we know is something she's unsure about doing even now. It would send the story in a different direction and also make it more about Max deciding to break her promise to Chloe not to use her time rewind power again, despite knowing there will be a cost. There's plenty of dramatic, ongoing tension potential here. So these changes, I think, would have re-energised chapters 4 and 5. It makes Maya this third main character, and it makes Max and Safi's efforts to save her and create this new current reality where Safi has her back in her life as a stabilising influence an interesting thing to explore. There'll be discoveries, reversals, setbacks in a sort of can they, can't they, should they, shouldn't they save Maya context. And all of those uncertainties actually introduce the possibility of player choice having real consequences in the sense of there could be possible different outcomes to the game. My take on the game, as is that yes, I missed Chloe, but setting that to one side and trying to be at least partially objective, I enjoyed playing through Double Exposure as a thing in its own right. It told its own story, it had its own set of new characters. I think I've said this already, that I went in without agenda, which is absolutely true, but Double Exposure still managed to be different to what something in the back of my mind had anticipated. It wasn't to everyone's taste, and I respect that. I think some expectations were raised that ultimately weren't realised, but that's the nature of experience. We take different things from our gameplay. As to where the game did end in my playthrough, I think Max has succeeded to a degree. She's saved Safi, as she set out to do. She's saved Caledon and its population from the worst effects of Safi's power surge. She has thwarted the worst of the storm from destroying the campus and everyone in it. The realities have recombined into something resembling one close to the original normality, but it is a hollow victory. Problems remain. What Max didn't manage to do was to prevent the shooting of Yasmin, which she did not foresee, or the memory of what's just happened to them being retained by Diamond, Lucas, Amanda, Reggie, Vin, Loretta and others. They all now know something very weird has occurred. Their world is not the stable place they assumed it to be, and that somehow Max and Safi are at the core of it. And most significantly now, Max has proof of how dangerous Safi and her powers can be. She knows that things cannot be left as they are. Safi's state of mind, her take on events, her intentions are largely unknown. Max has to find out whether Safi's learned from this near disaster that Max's quick thinking averted, where she stands in Safi's eyes as well. That's something else she has to find out. In other words, can Safi be trusted not to indulge her powers recklessly in the future? Was saving Safi a mistake? It now occurs to me. Does Safi pose a continuing threat to the ordinary people around her? Because the ending doesn't actually resolve that question. It leaves us hanging, not knowing whether Safi has learned anything, whether her future intentions really are good or bad, or simply mischievous. She clearly enjoys possessing supernatural ability. She definitely intends to explore the extent of her powers and experiment with them and how else she can use them. And she's actively looking for others with latent powers too. And as an aside, I assume it was the disruptions to reality and the trauma around it that triggered the surfacing of Diamond's supernatural ability, whatever that turns out to be. The worrying question is where Safi's experience in Caladan has left her affinity, or otherwise, for ordinary people who don't have her godlike powers, as she referred to them to Max. Her ability to invade the mind of other people and manipulate what they see is like a drug to Safi. She revels in it. Her delight in bringing Colmenero to justice was one thing, but I definitely get the sense she's only just begun dispensing her ideas of right and wrong. There's a question of whether she intends to use her power to help other people in the main, or does she intend instead to keep on punishing the world for how she thinks it's treated her? Is she at all mindful of the fact that using her powers invited a catastrophe and that Max's intervention is all that stood between survival and disaster for everyone in Caladan, including Safi? Does Safi even care about the consequences of using her powers again? It is fun to play What If. It's fun to ask these questions. And I'm not a writer as such. I just, in response to what people had said about chapters 4 and 5, I just thought about an idea and put it down on paper. Given the intention is to continue Max's adventure, or at least it appears that way given Double Exposure's mixed reception, the changes to the writing team, I wonder whether Chloe will stay dead. I wonder too what form any continuation of Double Exposure's take on these things would be, given both the ongoing Chloe situation and the obvious mystery surrounding Safi's agenda and Max's predicament and all the suspicions regarding it. There has been speculation, and I can read this stuff now, about superhero versus supervillain situations reminiscent of Marvel series and things like that. Whether Double Exposure's story is regarded as canon by fans of the original Life is Strange and Before the Storm is another question. Whether Max will be the main character in any future Life is Strange story, and so on. There is so much speculation. I think Life is Strange as a franchise definitely has possibilities for yet untold stories that people will want to play. I'm sure of that, and I hope we get to see more of it. So that is the end of Double Exposure. I hope you enjoyed my somewhat lengthy playthrough, and I'll be along with another game soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.